And sitting pretty, sitting pretty, sitting pretty, sitting pretty.
Why can't keeping it real be classy? Okay. Why can't keeping it real be let me hold my peace and let me move on? Why can't keeping it real be, you know what? They may have done that, but I'm going to respect them and move forward. Why can't that be keeping it real? Right.
All right, we are back for another Friday night podcast. We have Sitting Pretty and Keeping It what?
Real.
I like how I just threw y'all completely
off.
You
did. Yes, you did something
all
the way off.
Y'all didn't think I knew what I was doing tonight.
I thought you was
Do
confused.
you know what you're doing?
Right, I thought you was
do.
confused.
Okay. I do.
You messed up the order of service.
Can we just do it again? Because I don't think that, felt real.
It was real because it was real.
But can we have, another introduction? Because
we start with the welcome.
I
and then
really had something in my mouth when you guys said that. So,
can we couldn't speak.
That really sounds like a...
Let's start the welcome over again and we'll go to praise and worship.
We are not in church. She said praise and worship.
Go ahead.
All right. Welcome back. We are here with episode... Wait, I'm sorry. Y'all know I messed up. I did. Y'all threw me off by making me do it over again.
That was your cousin, not me.
Yeah.
That was the purpose. You threw us off. So
Can I have my wedding fan?
I'm ready.
You gave it to me. I'm not your fans no more.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, can we please start for real?
Okay, yes.
Okay. Welcome to episode 24, season 2 of Sitting Pretty and Keeping It what?
Real.
Okay, I'm glad y'all act like y'all know what's going on.
This time.
Yeah.
Why you gotta tell people we had to do a second cut?
It was you.
This is not the shade room.
It was her. It's not the shade room.
It's not the shade room. Not tonight.
Well, this is the dark room. All right, so let's go ahead.
It's the interrogation room.
We are here with Miss Ona Mills. How are you doing tonight?
Good.
All right, I'm glad you are here with us today. She is a Queen Arizona Ambassador International of 2019, as well as the CEO of Glammed Gloss. Yes, and we want to thank you.
Look.
Right, our lip gloss is popping.
We popping.
We over here popping our lip gloss. She gave us goodie bags, so we want to thank you so much for being here.
We got to slay together.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it for the night. What we sipping on tonight, ladies?
Tonight we are sipping on a nice little fall teeny to warm your spirits up.
Yes. Get your
warm. Is your spirit warm?
It's warm.
Warm for the winter time. Yes. Lip smacking, lip popping.
Well, what's in the martini? What it taste like? Apple cider?
We not
it's
we
a
put
little
that on the
heat.
grill. That's
like
Monday
apple
martini.
cider.
Don't give me the rest of the Monday martini.
But what it tastes like? What does it make your chest feel like?
Like you should be
Warm
a nice little warm fire
Warm and
by the
fuzzy.
fireplace.
Like I should be hugged up.
Oh.
Like the fire we make.
Yay! Look what you started.
You started
Look what you started.
I know. I stop it right now.
You took it there.
I know. I'm about to stop it right now. Okay. So what are we smacking on tonight, Queen B?
Don't act like you don't know my name, Queen B. Okay. So tonight we have our chicken lettuce wraps, not from Payway, but our way. And our great deviled
so loud,
eggs.
it messed up the computer.
Well, we apologize, but our way. Y'all get it right. Okay. And then we have our pretzels and hummus. We also have a relish tray that has tomatoes, carrots,
What else?
broccoli, and celery.
You said broccoli?
Okay, so listen.
We just, y'all
get it
give
right.
you a hard time.
Okay, and we have our cocktail shrimp, my favorite, and cocktail sauce. And for desserts, we have caramel apples, candy apples, whatever type of apple you want.
You forgot about the deviled eggs.
No, I said that. The deviled eggs was after the chicken lettuce wrap. See, she missed it. She wasn't listening.
Did you tell me it was topped with bacon?
Yes. Oh, okay. Sorry. The deviled eggs are cured and topped with bacon.
Is it baked bacon or pan fried bacon?
It was baked.
Baked bacon?
Yeah, we can only have baked. We don't do that pan fried.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Next. All right, so we're going to get into the hot topics for the night. And before we right. Oh yeah, thank you. Look, what's your name over there?
Spicy.
Whatever you want it to be tonight.
Whatever
Look,
she
she caught me.
You want it to be
She
tonight.
caught me slipping. I did everything but. Come on, introduce
Who we
yourself.
talking to?
This is Kimmy where Pretty's at.
Queen B in the house.
Spicy tea.
It's T to the E.
And it's your girl, Nikay. Okay.
There's more where that came from. Okay.
I was like, what? Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. So since it is a Friday night, and before we start off, when these hot topics come about, we would like you to be the first to answer, okay?
Okay.
So, yeah, you don't get mixed in the shuffle of
us
these.
craziness, our craziness.
Yeah. All right.
Crazy.
So, my question to y'all is just kind of something, start off not the mood for the night. What am I talking about?
Yeah. Warm and fuzzy and moods and stuff.
Right.
It is fall though.
Yeah, it is fall. Okay, so what does your ideal Friday night look like? Okay, 1, going out and turning up. 2, date night / Netflix and chill. 3, staying in and not being bothered. 4, scrolling and seeing what everybody else is up to on their Friday night on Instagram.
2 and 3. I forgot what 2 and 3 was.
Netflix.
Oh.
And and what was the
And
last
not
one?
being
Not
bothered.
being bothered.
And why is that?
Because I get bothered all week.
Okay.
I very rarely have time for myself, so.
Yeah. So even like when you have time, it's no going out. It's just chilling.
Just
You're right.
chilling. He just got back from a deployment, so when that Friday night hit, and I got a babysitter, it's on. And this right here, I need.
She said it's on.
And we even started just right.
Yeah.
Just started going.
Yes.
Jump start.
Jump start.
Baby got here. She be like, he come home. We ready. I'm ready.
Ain't that's what I say, baby?
Babysitter said, I'm ready. Oh, my God.
Okay, that's funny. So,
T to the E.
what you got?
Okay, 1 was what?
Going out and turning up.
No.
We know you like doing
We
that.
know that's a.
No.
That's a no.
Date night / Netflix.
No.
Nope.
She's not ready. She's not ready.
Number 3.
Staying in and not being bothered.
I'll take number 3.
Or scrolling and seeing what everybody
So,
else is up to
3
on
and
their
4.
Friday
3
night.
and 4 sound like me.
But why? I didn't hear a why.
So, okay, the 3 was
Why?
scrolling.
Why?
No, 3 was not being bothered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Not being
not
bothered
being
because
bothered.
I don't. You don't want to be bothered.
'Cause she
I don't
don't
want to be
wanna be
bothered with people.
But
Unless I
why?
have
What
to.
about people irk you?
No, it doesn't irk me. I'm just more of an introvert. Introvert.
What?
An introvert. So that would be 3 for me. 4 was what? Scrolling, you said?
Scrolling the same way.
I'm more of a. I like to see what's going on social media. So.
So back in the day, I used to be a 1. Right?
Times have changed.
Since times
in
have
the day,
changed, and I have a little bit more responsibility, I'm more of a 3 and 4 because I work all the time and I just don't like being bothered, and I do like seeing what everybody else doing. And I honestly like for people to ask me to like go places, so I can say no.
Okay, so now we know why I won't
But
ask
like,
you.
why does that like make you feel good?
It doesn't make me feel good, but I don't want to be left out. I want to be.
You want to be asked, but you want to say no.
But it just depends on how I'm feeling because it just depends. Sometimes if you plan it, then I'll do it. But if it's not planned, I'm not oh, it's Friday night, what I'm going to do, girl. Like Wednesday, you got to be like, oh, Friday, we going to the club. And I'm like,
No,
yeah,
Monday.
I'll go. Right. And then I can prep myself.
Yeah.
Make sure I go to bed
I already know
Thursday night.
Queen B.
Why?
What's your answer?
No, I think I'm a combination of all 4. It depends
Yeah.
on what mood you catch me in.
That's true.
But I'm down for I'm down for the cause.
Yeah, you down to jump up at the
She's
last
definitely
minute.
ready.
Yeah, if you want to go out, let's go do it. If you want to stay on Netflix, let's do it.
So even if you got work at like 6 in the morning, you going out, huh?
No, let's talk about that. If I have to work early the next day,
You're not gonna go.
it's not gonna happen. But if I'm off and I'm free,
Yeah.
The kids will worry about themselves the next morning.
Okay.
Okay, I think Kimmy. I think I'm a 2 and a 3.
Why though? You really think I was
Netflix and chill with who?
Chill with my baby.
She said a 2 and a 3.
We can sit up and
She
watch
said
Netflix,
no,
right?
but she said date night.
Netflix and chill
Okay.
is something different.
date night?
Yes.
It depends. You can chill any kind of way you want to.
can.
Okay, so you'll Netflix.
You can.
And chill with my
No,
baby.
just Netflix.
And chill with my baby.
Just Netflix.
Hey, don't be putting my auntie on blast.
Okay.
Just
She can
Netflix.
Netflix and chill.
Chill,
sure.
and then sometimes I don't
They
want
got
to be bothered.
toys.
Yeah.
They sure do. Girl, go
You
find
see
you
how
one.
she tried to play you like that?
They do though.
Oh yeah, but wait a minute. You didn't say nothing about toys now.
They
We
got a
talking
new
about
one I
toys,
seen
then
on the
maybe
TV.
Netflix and chill.
They got a new one on the TV I done seen.
Okay, oh wait, what girl? Now see, y'all didn't bring that into the
It
equation.
do everything.
Okay, no, we need to
I
stop
cannot
it.
deal with
Okay.
y'all
What
right
would you
now,
do,
please.
Nikkei?
So honestly, I would probably say more 3, because like, you know, I be in the house all day. I don't never go out. I don't never do nothing. Like, I can't say I don't never do nothing, but like, I work and I'm more like kind of spicy tea. Like, you gotta let me know in advance. I hate when people like, oh girl, come on, let's go
Oh,
do
no, I
something.
can't do
No,
that.
I need to know. I get it from her.
Yeah,
You
y'all
know.
bad about that. I'm spontaneous. Like, I rather like.
I used to be though. I'm not gonna lie.
It's more fun when it's spontaneous. If it's planned, it's kind of like, oh, by the time the day comes, everybody's tired.
It's
Everybody.
not as spontaneous because you don't know who's going to be in the place you're going to. You don't
Once
know
I
what
have a
kind of
child,
people
like
are going
if,
to
You
if
don't,
I'm
but-
like on vacation
You don't
and
know
I
what
don't have my
music they're going to
child,
play.
oh, I can go.
Spontaneous.
True, but I found in my
Food and
experience.
drink,
I'm there.
If this drink is here, I'm there. I don't know. I just found spontaneous. I have more fun being spontaneous than I do
Usually when
planned.
it's not
It
planned.
is.
it
Yeah,
is
Yeah,
about
it usually
it.
is funner, but no.
But no.
I need to know.
Good.
I probably changed like about 2 years ago.
That's not that long ago, so you still got it somewhere in you.
Somewhere it's gonna. We can resurrect it. You want to resurrect it? Okay.
She's trying to get you to go
I
out
don't miss
tonight.
those days because those spontaneous days get me in trouble.
No, I know where to cut it off.
I don't.
She don't.
Oh man, so let's move on to the next topic. So this is like completely we shifting gears, right?
Okay.
So this is reportedly in Virginia. It looks like student is reportedly pinned down by their classmates, and they cut her dreadlocks off. So there's currently attention surrounding the Emmanuel Christian School in Springfield, Virginia, as it has been reported 3 6th grader students have been reportedly bullying a student, and as I said, they crossed the line when they cut her hair earlier this week. So, oh yeah, wow, they were 3 boys. That is nuts, and they were white.
So 3 boys bullying 1 child?
An African American child.
And they cut her hair, and they said they told her hair was nappy and ugly. But where were the teachers at? In what setting did you have some scissors and you was like, you know what I'm
In the
saying, where nobody
classroom.
would be around though?
In the classroom.
How do you feel about that?
So wait
So
a
are we
minute,
talking
before
about
you answer,
the
3
truth?
white boys, 1 black girl. Okay, that's all I needed to know. Okay.
So are we talking about in mother form or are we talking about in professional form?
Both.
No, we don't.
No,
girl,
whatever-
it's all,
whatever
it's all
form.
you.
Oh, I will be going to
No
jail.
professional.
Absolutely. My daughter's platform is bullying. And she was actually bullied by her teacher.
Oh, wow.
And so we used to stay in surprise. And she didn't tell me until the end of school year. They was trying to hold her back.
Oh.
But I found out they were trying to hold all the little
If you don't mind, what school did she go to in Surprise?
caliber.
Oh, okay.
And they was trying to hold her back and saying that her reading was too slow. She can read, but her reading was too slow. So I called the Board of Education, and the Board of Education told me that they couldn't do anything because it was a private school. I said, oh, I can do something. I said, either I'm going to go to jail or you're going to fire that teacher. So which one is going to be? Well, she didn't get fired. I think she ended up getting fired like at the beginning of the new school year, and my daughter went to another school. And now she's in the 3rd grade. So she did not get
Hell
held
back.
back.
Okay, that's
Yeah. But if that was my kid, I would definitely, it wouldn't be no words.
Right.
That's horrible.
Because where was the teacher?
Sure, exactly. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Wow.
I totally, some of these teachers can be
Yeah. They don't need to
That
be
is the
teaching.
kid.
Yeah, they don't need to
Exactly.
be teaching.
Yes.
That's horrible.
Absolutely.
Petty Betties.
I'm just gonna say real quick, I'll kill somebody. That's my answer. I'm sorry.
Yep.
School board, all that. I'll kill somebody
Mm-hmm.
because they put their hands on
Your
that.
child without your, and that's been happening actually a lot more frequently. More and more. Probably it's the same topic, but I'm gonna go somewhere else. You know, Jay-Z with this whole NFL thing where they donated the $400,000,
Yep.
but to two separate groups. One of the groups that he donated it to is a lady, and she calls herself helping young black men and be professional. And so the ones that have dread, she cuts their hair and says, you know, that's not professional. We want to give you a more professional look. So she's changing our black boys and making them think that they have to be a certain way or have a certain look to be successful. And Jay-Z was supporting that. And, like, it's just been happening a lot.
He was supporting it?
He gave her money.
He gave her money.
He gave her money. Her group. What I can't think of the name of her group.
That's taken away from their culture
It
and
is.
what, you know, how they was raised.
And just like the little boy that was wrestling, the referee cut his down dress off because it was like either you cut your dress off or you wrestle.
You can't wrestle.
So it's like it's
Well,
crazy.
you know that's funny because in that right there, there's some white people that got dreads.
Or have
Yeah.
long hair.
Or long hair.
And they can pull it back and be professional.
Exactly.
Right.
They just
So-
stripping away our culture.
They're trying to.
They're
Trying to strip it away.
Yeah.
Trying.
I don't know. So bullying is a huge topic for me because I just
Yes.
feel like it happens so much. And not only that, it happened to my child this week. And I think God is showing me that I really can be a different person because another student called my kindergartner, they're kindergartners in the same class, the N-word. Like, where does a kindergartner pick that up from?
At home.
Exactly.
It comes
At
from
home.
But it's like I can't say anything to the kindergartner because it's a learned behavior. And if I have a meeting with the parents, I don't think that's going to turn out too well.
Oh no, it's not gonna go well.
Right.
Yeah.
But it has went out in an update about bullying with, you know, an update with the school. So all the parents got the same newsletter. But it's just like, that was my main fear about my child starting school was bullying because I know it's so prevalent and it happens. And kids do it not knowing necessarily that they bully. And that's just how they was raised. That's just how they...
Absolutely.
Some of them are violent because they see violence, you know, things of that nature. Or they're acting out because they're being treated bad, you know. So you never know what it comes from. But a kindergartner repeating something like that is a learned behavior.
It's definitely a learn.
Right.
Because he knew how to apply it.
Right.
Exactly. And he knew how to put it in a sentence.
Right, exactly.
So
Did they
that
tell you the
definitely-
context? I mean, any context is bad, but what, did they tell you what the context
Well,
was?
no, they didn't, but he did. He
What did he
basically was
say?
like, they were
Who was
playing.
he? Your son?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were playing, and the little boy got mad and pushed him and called him a nigger.
Okay, so that
See?
context is
See?
horrible.
So he knew what he was.
He
knew.
knew it. So
And my
he
son
was
was
like,
like, he was like, I didn't like it. So he knew, like, no, yeah, he did. He said he hit
Oh,
him
okay,
back.
because we going down at a fight.
Yeah, and no, he said the teacher had a meeting with them to let them know, like, you know, this basically you can't be calling him a nigga.
I couldn't
That's
be no
not-
teacher.
Okay,
'cause I
so-
mean,
Not to hold everything
Yeah.
up, but what did your son say? I mean, like to you, like what?
Oh no, that's what he said. He said he called me a nigga and I didn't like it.
He understood.
He
what
knows
that
what
is?
it, and I didn't think he knew what it meant. So at first I was like, not a big deal. I never taught him what it meant.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a word to him. But when he said I didn't like it, that means he knew what that word meant.
Oh, that's
you know,
horrible.
so
Wow, that
my
breaks
thing
my heart.
is, okay, the kids, we can excuse them, but what kind of
Right.
teachers do we have?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of principals do we have in the system for?
Any of that.
Because my daughter always come home and say, "Mom, the teacher tell me to use my words." Well, I'm your mama.
To use what?
Her words.
your words instead of
your
fighting.
words.
Use your words.
Instead of fighting,
Instead of fighting like this
which
little
is a
girl.
good thing now.
Yeah, until somebody uses
Until somebody
yeah.
push you to that.
Oh, yeah,
right.
Exactly.
That limit, you know, because she said she told me to use my words, but she didn't tell
The other kids
Yeah.
who use their
her
words.
words.
Okay, so kids are noticing
So
that
I
difference.
said, well, you go back to that school and you tell that little girl the next time she come, and he was like, you don't tell her that. I'm like, you tell her to stay the hell away from you, and you will stay the hell away from her.
Exactly.
And you said
and
in that form,
and she using her words.
Right. If the teacher got a problem, you tell her to call me.
Exactly. I agree 100%. But
That
yeah.
just remind me of Kevin Hart.
Yeah, but
Mama told me to tell you.
And then you added stuff that you know I might have added.
yeah, but for me,
And I said you use your words and you did not put your hands on her. So there you go.
Right.
Exactly. So for me, I would definitely be upset. We would have an issue with somebody touching my child. That I probably wouldn't want to go to that school because there would be some problems.
Yeah.
Or I'm so mean and evil, I would probably be plotting to pay somebody to go do something to all three of them little kids. On the real.
But okay, so I understand what you're coming from, and you probably thought that same way too, Queen Bee. But when it happened,
When
did
it
you have
happened, I
switch?
had to,
You had to switch
definitely.
gears, huh?
Before, if somebody would have said, this is somebody say something to your child, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
oh,
you
I'm
would
about to go
answer
off. I'm about to
differently.
blah, blah, blah. But when she sent me the email, I just kind of sat back. And I was like, okay.
You had to
I had to analyze, okay, so he's a kindergarten. Does he... At first, I was just thinking, he doesn't know what this word means. So we don't even need to address it. But then when I told his dad, he was like, no, he do. Because I've told him. So I was like, okay. And when I talked to him, he said, I didn't like that. So he knows that it's not a praise, it's derogatory.
And people don't go to school to be verbally abused.
I don't send my child to school to be abused.
because that was your biggest fear.
That was my biggest fear. And for it to happen in kindergarten, that was my biggest fear.
Well,
They're babies.
Right.
Kindergarten, they barely reading.
Yeah.
So for them to know the N word,
They
it's
barely
like,
left the home.
I'm glad he pushed
You
him back.
hearing
Because
that
if he
at
did,
home.
I would have went on.
Yeah.
He said he did.
No, he
Back.
said I hit him back. And he...
I know
Okay,
he
good.
said it like that too.
Yeah, he said I hit him back.
Okay.
and it's like it can go both ways.
Yeah.
The kid probably getting bullied at home.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
now he think that is the norm.
That when
to
you
go
get
to
mad,
school,
when you get mad,
it's okay to bully.
But he got that from somewhere.
He got right. So first time, okay, we gon'
And I've been to his class. I
Yeah,
just wonder
let
which
it happen
kid
the
is
second-
that.
I've been on trip.
let it happen the second
Mama,
time.
What you say that first time?
That first time, I let it slide. But the
You
second
wanna meet the
time,
parents at
I'm
that point.
I'm gonna meet your parents, and it's gonna be a problem.
Absolutely. I agree.
First time, shame on you.
Off the school
Second
grounds.
time, shame on me if I don't take my ass up there and act a fool.
My daughter was here. Mom, I have a bonus baby. She's 14. And my daughter was here. She was like teaching my daughter all types of stuff. And I'm like, you don't, no, Faithful, don't do that. And my daughter, now my youngest daughter, she'll go to school and say whatever my oldest daughter
So that
sees.
tells you that he's been taught at home.
So she was telling my oldest stuff before she was telling me stuff.
Oh,
and
she
I'm
was
like,
telling her what
your sister is only here temporarily. I'm your mama. I need to know. She gonna tell me, I just don't want you to go to that school and act a donkey.
Well,
Well,
You're my only child. I'm going to act a donkey.
Yeah.
So it's either gonna be me or my oldest anyway, because she act just like me. And she's my oldest child. What is gonna be? Oh, your daddy. Which one?
Yeah,
which one you want? Yeah.
And we gotta just protect our kids.
At all costs.
All costs.
And we have to let them know that
Especially
we're
our
here
culture.
to protect them.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that's what
Absolutely.
means more. If
Absolutely.
they know that we have their back, no matter what they going through,
Absolutely.
they're gonna succeed.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. I don't ever remember experiencing nothing like that in kindergarten.
Right. I never have. So, but times have changed. Like I've never had anybody in my. Actually, I'm 30 years. I've never had anybody call me a nigga.
See,
Ever.
I didn't really go to school. I went to school with black people.
Yeah, so you
Nothing
didn't
being
have-
different,
I think
yeah.
it didn't start until we was like in the
Yeah.
10th grade. Now, well, he much older than me, but 9th grade. But when we do it to each other,
Yeah.
you know, people think like, well, they call each other.
Didn't it?
Okay,
So-
look, this is our culture. This
But you know what? I have some
This is
white
what we
friends that
do.
call each other certain names that
And-
that they do for each other, and I
Absolutely.
won't call them that. And
Absolutely.
she ain't gonna call me the N word.
It's that boundary.
And so you got
Yeah.
that one, so respect ours too.
Yep, absolutely. I agree.
Noted.
Well, wait. While we're on that topic, did y'all see the thing that aired yesterday on the news out in Council Park? The guy that I guess they were Mexicans, asked him to take a picture of them.
Oh, yeah.
They
I
took
heard-
the
I
picture
seen that.
and called him a nigga, and he basically was trying to tell him not to say that word, and they ended up shooting him. He lived.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah.
They went and bullied him basically.
Yeah.
They asked him to take a picture of them and then start saying
They went to bully him.
Yeah,
I think.
basically. I think they went over there
started
And
to
they
bully
got
him.
caught because they forgot they asked him to take pictures.
Picture, yeah.
So
So
they
they,
had
was
pictures
on
of
He
camera.
had pictures of them. I saw that.
But he lived.
And
He
they
got
were
shot
young.
9
They were
times.
teenagers.
Are you serious?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah, they were 17 and
17
18.
and
And the
18. Two was
Hispanic-
18 and one was
It was
17.
Hispanic guys.
Were they
that
from
did it.
the U.S. or did they come? Were they legal?
they didn't say.
They caught them though.
They got
Well, that's
arrested.
good.
I thought that was so sad too.
Yeah.
That is so
No, but it happened. It's sad for the guy, but it's good that unfortunately that they can catch them and they can learn a lesson.
Right, they gonna pay their.
Yeah.
They're gonna know not to say
Now
that
after
again.
saying that and shooting somebody, was it really worth getting locked up for?
Right.
No, just don't say it.
To them,
No, what's up when they get it behind them bars and they find somebody to find out what happened?
Right.
Absolutely right.
So that's horrible. That's stupid. Why would you cut? I would just hate for us to hang around at a park to have somebody of another nationality take a picture of us and then say mean stuff to them. That
So
don't.
they went to harass.
But my point, it still don't make sense.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah, it
Why
doesn't.
would? Do you want to go to another park and harass
They
people for their
just
nationality?
No, they were just.
That don't make sense.
I think it was
Yeah.
gang affiliation. They were
Yeah,
gang
they were-
affiliated.
they do
was
have
trying to
He was
say-
out there just taking pictures, and they just approached them to harass.
That's my point. Is that the mindset is
Right, why?
Is
It's
don't
crazy.
even make sense. They're ignorant.
But
at
I
the end
know
of the
they
day.
did have that gang affiliate, whatever.
I just
It was
feel
something.
for our babies
Mhm.
growing up now.
It's scary.
because
Yeah.
It's very scary.
It's nothing like how we was
We
growing
grew
up.
up.
And, that's
And they
my
thought it was
biggest
bad
fear.
as you grow up. You think it, like I thought my kids had it bad,
No, they
but
haven't
now
even
my
words.
kids
Have it
have
bad.
it really
They
bad.
better let me go. Auntie go to school for auntie
Right.
day.
That's what
Cause I'm like, who is this little kid?
I told my daughter I fight kids.
Right, all I can think of is the tribe showing that.
Let me show up.
Right, the whole family will show up about my child. Like, don't play with me.
I just called my
I
daughter.
would just strip that little boy and do little stuff. Nobody ain't gonna know.
Absolutely right.
Play,
What's
do like
your
they
last
do.
name? No, what's your mom's name?
Yeah.
What's your dad's first name?
Just lie
Where
to
does
that
he work
kid.
at?
Yeah.
I've been
You know,
to
they
the
tell
school,
you all
but
that
you have to tell me
information.
later which one it is.
Hey, please don't tell me because I'll trip that little kid. That's cool.
And
Especially when they have a graduation or something.
You give them
Girl,
the
You know
evil
what?
eye.
Go to another.
No,
subject.
I got one more thing to say though, because I just met with a friend the other day who
Oh, yeah.
and this is a topic to talk. It's the same topic. I met with a friend the other day, and she was interning this summer in the Midwest, and she said that she had in the Midwest, it's a lot of white people, and so they were driving in her car, and she was driving, and then she had a fellow intern of hers. It's 18 years old, fresh, he's new, and he said the N-word in her car. Just talking, and it wasn't even no song. He was singing a song,
she
just
checked
in
them.
random. She checked them though, and she was like, "This is my car. I would appreciate if you don't use those words in my car." And she she checked them. Why did he try to argue back and forth with her as to why it would be all right for him to say that in her
put him
car?
In her car.
You know what the flip side of it is a lot of young black men are making it acceptable
Right.
for other people
For other
to
people to
use
say.
that and say it
So then when they
because
go
they
around people
think
that don't want
they
them
look
to.
at it more like a slang. And they walk around and do it. So on the flip side, I'm sure he's been around black people
Who allowed it.
who
But-
allow him to say it.
And that's the thing. I asked her. I was like, "Well, do you think do you think that racism is worse in the Midwest versus how it is out here in the West?" And she was like, "I think it's worse in the Midwest, given that those are she was saying there are a lot of small towns. They got that small town mindset. Ain't really ever been around.
Say that again.
Ain't been nowhere, and so they don't really know how to act or know how to conduct themselves, and quite frankly, don't care."
Right.
Yeah.
But a lot of times too with them and the Midwest and those folks, they learn it from the music.
That's another thing is our music.
So they listen to the
it. I
music
think
and
it's
they
okay.
think, it's music, so they gonna say everything the music say.
They use that word. They kind of try to use the word the way we use it with each other, like a term of endearment. But it shouldn't be done.
It's common sense. You just
We shouldn't even be using it, though.
Yeah.
So.
only because
I'm from Michigan, and I think from moving here to here, the culture is a little different.
Oh, yeah.
It's I would say for me, it's the same.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I think it's the same. It's just in different because I was actually in the South, and I feel like it's the same. It's just difference in that the same,
Yes,
but it's the
yeah.
same amount.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
They just more in the South. I appreciate because if
They're
they
more
don't
open
like
up
you,
front.
They
you
gonna
know,
tell
and
if
then
they gonna
phone.
call you an N or they don't like black people, you're gonna know up front. And out here, to me, in the West, it's more sneaky, about it.
And what I notice here is everybody is in their cliques. Like, they got their own little cliques, because Michigan, we come and I speak to everybody, and then they're like,
Because today, for an example, I was in the restroom washing my hand, and this one lady came in. I think she was either Hispanic or white. Then an older white lady come in. So her first thing is to sit her purse down on the little shelf. She must have did a double take, so I washed my hands. Next thing I know, she double back and grab her purse. I'm like, I don't want nothing in your purse.
If you was in the South, but if you was in the Midwest,
they would have put it down.
Put your purse right there.
Yeah, and she went double back, and it was behind me, and she double back and got it. I'm thinking, you don't have nothing in your purse. I won't.
Absolutely.
Right. First of all, you started like 2 years ago, so I'd probably make triple.
I'll
triple your damn pay. So you can take that little raggedy ass purse and go sit down somewhere.
Not raggedy, raggedy.
But yeah, and I was just like, huh? And I laughed to myself. I say, little lady, I don't want nothing you got. She could have millions in her purse. I don't want it.
Racism
it's so bold.
Memo to self. Okay.
But did y'all see that lady in California that was in CVS screaming she hate niggers and she would kill all niggers?
Yeah, she's a fashion designer, right?
She's a Halloween costume designer.
I can't.
So guess what she tried to do today?
Apologize.
Go apologize. No. Because guess what? Now it's affecting her business.
Yeah.
Keep your apology. You meant every word that you said.
Oh,
when you have a business, you have to
internet.
be careful.
You do.
What you say and how you present yourself.
Yes.
And if you got a business,
that's what you said. That's what you said.
For me, being a public figure, I don't know if y'all, how long y'all been following me, but I made a video. Somebody was taking my husband pictures in his army uniform, my kids, stealing my pictures and posting them on their wall. Okay,
as if that was their family.
Girl, yes, but you know how when you share a picture, you put like a caption or something. She wasn't putting no caption. She wasn't putting anything. She was taking my daughters, my 2 daughters. And my husband, not pictures of me.
But then they make you think she a stalker at that point.
Girl, check this out. She inboxed me.
And said it was her family.
And she said she knew me. She seen me at a fashion show. And I said, well, okay. I said, well, I'm a police officer. She said, I know that. I know everything about you.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like...
People are crazy.
So I made a video. I said, look. I understand I'm a public figure, but this is not cool.
Yeah.
Do you know I got lashed out because I said that?
Mm-hmm.
And somebody said, you being a public figure, that's going to happen. That's going. I don't allow it.
That don't mean it's right.
It's not right. I don't allow it. And I'm not going to, you could take the crown, the sash away, because I'm going to be me. It's not going to change me.
Yeah.
You don't take pictures of my family and post them.
Yeah. But what was she posting them for? Like,
she didn't put no words.
She didn't put no caption.
How did you find out?
Girl, because they were like, I seen them. Like,
you can see when somebody shared.
You see when somebody share your stuff. It comes on your news feed. And I'm like, hey, I'm inboxing her like, this not cool. And she was like, well, you sending them to me. I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Why would y'all send you pictures of my family?
And did you even know her?
I have no clue. One of my brand ambassadors said, girl, she was at the fashion show. I seen her at the fashion show. I'm like, what?
She
That's a stalker. That's a
real family friend.
I don't know why people allow that being a public figure. I don't allow that.
No, that's not cool.
Well, you mess with our family, you gonna... Girl, don't mess with our family because there's too many of us.
That is not normal.
That is not normal and not
his
cool.
family crazy, and I just gotta make one phone call.
That's all we don't even need to make no calls.
We don't need to make no calls
because like we'll say we're Phoenix native, so y'all mess with us if y'all want to. Because y'all don't know how many people we got behind us.
Some people don't mind doing jail time.
Yeah.
Well, I do.
I know some people that don't mind going to jail.
Somebody else to do it.
Because you can be bold, as bold as you want, but people can get bolder.
It's just certain things have boundaries, and you do not.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, she shouldn't have.
And she crossed that boundary, so I had to make a lie.
Yeah, you needed to.
And say, look,
because you got to protect your family. If you don't, who else?
Right.
That's what I always say that family comes first before your career, before public figure. Your family comes first.
That was a form of bullying that you endured. Basically, that's a form of bullying.
And I felt like that. I felt like I was violated more than anything. And when somebody tell me that it's acceptable, you're going to expect that because you're a public figure.
No.
Absolutely not.
No. That's just like people that are in like really like in the mainstream. That ain't fair to them either.
It's not right.
Like, who are we to think that we could just impose
on anybody's
life like that?
Yeah, that's horrible.
Some got to be a little bit wrong with you.
A little bit twisted.
Yeah.
Twisted.
All right, so I have one more topic of the night. So I'm pretty sure y'all heard about this. So how do y'all feel about? Okay, so Beyonce is in a battle with the wedding planner to trademark Blue Ivy's name, and so Beyonce's reasoning behind her reasoning behind being able to trademark her name is that Blue Ivy is a cultural icon, and so. I didn't even know that it has been going on for this long. Because I was reading over it the other day, and it's been going on for like a couple years.
Born, right?
Yeah, it's been going on for a long time. So how do y'all feel about that?
Oh, yeah, I remember hearing about it. I thought it was official. So she got it done?
No, she's still battling.
Dang.
Because the lady said that she had this name before Blue Ivy was...
Her business is just Blue Ivy.
Blue Ivy.
Exactly.
Then that's true.
Beyonce,
She got the right to
That's
find
the
it.
name, though. Like, that's the name of her child.
Right.
She's a baby. Once again, she's a baby.
Well, she won't let them buy her out on the name?
Right. Well, it's two different names because Beyonce is trying to trademark Blue Ivy Carter.
Yeah.
And the lady is, her
Just
business is
Ivy.
named Blue Ivy.
But Carter should change the whole thing at that point.
I was just going to say that.
She doesn't
Just
want
up
them
in
to
Carter.
be able to confuse it.
She don't want no confusion at all. So if you type
Who doesn't? Beyonce doesn't? Or the lady?
either
Beyonce.
one, because when you type in, whenever you type in Blue Ivy, that lady's business might come up. You have to probably type in Carter.
So why don't you put
No, but I'm
Carter?
saying
So why
it's
don't
gonna
you
be
put Carter
the
Blue,
Blue
Ivy?
Ivy.
Right.
That's what I would do.
So how would, I mean, if you put Carter Blue Ivy, that's changed the whole
dynamics. But I think like Beyonce, her thing was she was saying that, and it's not no shots at whoever this lady is that the lady's business is really not that big of a business, and that she feels like the lady is really doing this just for either money or just publicity. So.
But if she came up with the name first, she got a right to fight for it. But I would just put Carter in front of it. Or see
we
Blue
all
Ivy.
know Beyonce and Jay-Z.
The lady had the name first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So she got a right to fight for it. I let them buy me out of it, though.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
You know, Jay-Z and them, they got money. So
You know, folks is buying
Jay-Z,
people out
if he
stuff
played
these
that
days.
woman, he probably be like, how much you want? You know what I mean?
And I'll just sit down and
We gonna change this name.
You don't get more money from Jay-Z than you ever will
Okay.
working that business.
Okay.
Right.
Exactly.
My name would be Red Ivy. Red Ivy.
Like Blue Ivy.
I'll be
I'll go
green.
buy
Green
You want me to change
Ivy,
what?
whatever you want me to be.
Like, yeah, what do you want me to be?
You want me to drop the
can't change
Ivy?
this-
Yeah, you want me to drop the blue or you want me to drop the
But
Ivy?
can't she change the spelling of it and still have it?
But still.
You don't want no
the
good-
search
Yeah.
on Google
Yeah.
and stuff.
Like
Yeah.
when I typed in Blue Ivy just now, that lady business ain't come out, but obviously because of this stuff going on as well. But Blue Ivy popped up.
And do she have her name trademark?
That's what
She
she's
probably
trying to
in her
do.
state, but
That's
she's
what
trying to
do.
trademark
She
it
should've been
within the
did that.
country.
Yeah.
No, she got it within the state, but when you do it within the country,
okay.
you go up against everybody
Everybody.
versus just
Gotcha.
your state. So
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Well,
Mine would
Jay-Z
just
paid me
be
the right
Ivory,
money. I'll be
Ivory.
like, I'll just call it blue.
Yeah. Just put me in a couple of them commercials and earn make some more money. We good. Yeah. But she can even do it like a percentage off of the Blue Ivy
Right.
sales.
Off the right.
Well, give me 1%.
And what is she, a wedding business or something?
Wedding,
Yeah, she's a wedding. I don't know. People were trying to basically say that Beyonce is just picking at the fact that
The lady knows.
she's famous. Like she's
And
trying
then
to
we
say
do
that
the
the
same
lady
thing.
only had three. What she said? Three employees.
No, three offices.
Three offices. Like it's three regional offices. Like
That's a lot.
right, but it's really right to us. It is, but to her, like that's really
That's
not a big
minute.
business.
Right.
So I could kind of. I mean,
Look at you.
her name is technically a cultural
bougie,
icon.
but
And
know
then
what?
on top of that,
Yeah, because
like,
3 regional offices, that's what I was
I
thinking.
can
like,
fight. I can see both sides of it. Actually.
Yeah, like I can see both sides, but to me, pay me and you could take the name.
Why don't they say Blue Ivy the first and Blue Ivy the second, and
So
we both
what-
have
No,
it?
you know
What is-
Beyonce is not going to want
What
you.
is
Yeah.
Beyonce? Why? I mean, since when do we trademark names?
Oh, people are doing
As soon
that.
as they name their kids, like
Yeah,
they
my
My brand
trademark it.
ambassador gets on me
You have,
Yeah.
like anything you think of, if it ain't trademarked with the U.S., you need to go
trademark it. But even if you ain't got it yet,
somebody can actually, if your name is not trademarked, they can actually
take
sue
it.
you. But
So
if it's trademarked, they can just
sue you.
they can just sue the name.
we can't trademark that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
people are
sue me all you
serious.
want to, you ain't getting no
Well,
money.
y'all heard about it. We talked about it in one of our episodes where what's his name tried to trademark Taco Tuesday.
LeBron.
Oh yeah, that's
So,
that's
yeah.
not gonna
But
happen.
Blue
the
Ivy
stupidest
isn't
thing.
a common name. If it was a common name, then
Yeah.
people wouldn't be able to do it. But her name, I don't know. Maybe she's just trying to lock down Ivy. I mean, her clothing line is Ivy Park.
But did you not do your research before you named her though?
Trademark then.
But see, she feel like she got carte
Why they got to
blanche
trademark
because-
Blue Ivy? Why Ivy? Why they
Because it's
can't
the
just
baby
And then plus her
why can't they
daughter's
just
coming out
trademark
with
the
a CD
Ivy
too.
part?
It is.
It is. Yeah, that's
Yeah, but
already.
she's trying to trademark her whole name. Yeah.
It's like I'm over it.
Because that new song, Brown Skin, that's her daughter's, right?
Yeah. That's her daughter on now.
That's crazy. I love Beyonce and I have not heard that song.
What?
You haven't? Oh, you gonna fall in love with that song?
I didn't hear it until he played it because he really don't listen to Beyonce. He was like, I was like, how you know about it before I did?
Yeah, brown skin girl is.
It's dope.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to.
That has that Afro beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's I can see both sides of the story though. Honestly,
Oh, look, it came up right away.
I can
on
see
the
why
phone.
But just pay her,
Yeah.
pay her, buy her out to take that name.
I would sure take the money.
Honestly.
I would take them.
You got the money.
I'll take money. Have 5 original offers under different names. Blue Ivy, what is it called? Blue Ivy?
Yeah.
I put an S on it. Blue or Ivy.
No,
Ivy.
The thing is, they probably don't even want her nowhere in the ballpark.
Alright. So
Yeah.
excuse me, I'm
Or
sorry.
IBC Blue.
Or Ivy's Blue.
Ivy
Yeah.
Blue. Yep.
IBC Blue.
IBC Blue.
IBC for Cardi.
Yeah.
Oh man, we about to go ahead and smack on these delectable this food we got over here looking at.
That was
me.
some good conversation.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
good. Yeah, y'all gonna like that one. Bye.
People be like, Navarre, it don't ever bother you when people call you bougie? No. And I'm about to tell y'all why. Yeah.
Bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang. Huh? Got 2 necklaces from Tiffany's. My ice 10 times your nose ring. You better back off before you get got. I'ma knock you with my rose gold wristwatch. Y'all think this is a game, but I'm spitting facts. My middle name Bougie, so you know it's rap. Bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang. Got 2 necklaces from Tiffany's. My ice 10 times your nose ring. You better back off before you get got. I'ma knock you with my rose gold wristwatch. Y'all think this is a game, but I'm spitting facts. My middle name Bougie, so you know it's rap. Yeah, double C's on my eyes, so I'm seeing clear. Just left the dealership, I'm a swerve and stare. On the loop 202, and I'm heading near you. What? Okay, I might just pull up in the Accord, but don't worry, got the X3 keys in the door. What more can y'all even ask for? Fan first, pot son, sitting pretty, we on, yeah, we about to be litty on the moon, and we got new work coming real soon. And as for you, you should have been on, cause we about to take over the whole damn zone. We doing this as a team, so we all about to be flashy, what bling bling. Right, get it, but back to me, 800 on some bundles, that's nothing. A stack on some shoes, that's nothing. I know it's something to you, so why are y'all frontin'? Got 3 jobs, so you know your girl be hustling. I really just like nice stuff, so I'm not frontin' for nobody. Like y'all weak ass little thotties. Gotta call your sugar daddy just to buy an entree. But please don't get it twisted. Come try me and you might get your wig lifted. My daddy taught me well, so I don't with the snitches. Nah. Just know I'm bougie, and you gotta what? Deal with it. Bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang. Got 2 necklaces from Tiffany's. My ice 10 times your nose ring. You better back off before you get got. I'ma knock you with my rose gold wristwatch. Y'all think this is a game, but I'm spitting facts. My middle name Bougie, so you know it's raps. Wrap it up then. It's your girl Nike on the track.
Girl, out the kitchen.
That's a country martini.
Okay, a country teeny.
Hillbilly teeny.
Exactly. Remember that when we go to the country and interview somebody.
That's a Cracker Barrel.
Oh, I'm done.
Cracker Barrel is the restaurant. If they were to serve martinis,
That's
that's the
what
type
they
of glass
would
they
do.
were serving.
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
With a stem on it like this.
Yeah. No, the whole stick of cinnamon will be in there.
Oh man, alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get back into it. How was the food and the drinks?
Awesome.
Yes, tasty.
Delicious.
I enjoyed it. You must be full, but
The
you're
itis,
I'm full,
the itis
too.
is coming
I don't even
out.
know how many drinks. How many?
How
You still
many
got one
drinks
or two
will it take
down.
you to love for me? I'm sorry, I'm gonna sing it. I'm catching the beat, y'all. I'm catching the
You
beat.
might be going out tonight.
I might.
Yeah,
She gonna drive
Home.
west and you gonna drive east. All right.
She ain't going east.
Who?
She going.
Neither of them is going east. They going one going north and one going west.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that Martinez gonna hit you.
I'm
Downtown.
downtown.
Oh, I thought she was going to Scottsdale. Sorry, that's why I said
okay.
east.
No, Monarch.
My bad. Anyway,
What's Monarch? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Downtown.
Oh, it's a club downtown. I like that crowd. It's not no young crowd or nothing. It's a pretty good crowd.
Is that the one that got the barrels, like the barrels on the one that Luciano be at? Or next
Yes. Yes, that is
Yeah,
mine.
they be having those weird people up in there. It's a
Yeah.
lady, a scarecrow lady that be scaring me. She be on them stilts.
She said.
She be having
I'm
them
done.
little wings and she'll flap them wings.
Wait, she got wings?
Wait,
stop it.
That's what I'm telling the truth.
It'd be a house
You
like
go, like, I'm gonna look on Facebook and find it, but they do. They have a lady like on the ring, and she'd be on there like just doing different poses and stuff. But the lady on the stilt scares the mess out of me. She scares me. I can't even get drunk there. I'm looking.
It's up on the roof. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So as I said, this half is all about you, and so this half is all about Miss Ona Mills. So to start off, this is how we usually do it. Just like so we can kind of like build off of it, and we'll ask you questions. So kind of give us like a brief overview or synopsis about like who you are, like where you grew up. I know you mentioned that you're from Michigan, so just kind of give us like a little, a brief timeline of like how you grew up, where you're from, how that brought you out here, and then from there we'll just feed in and ask you questions. Okay?
So I was born from Saginaw. I'm from Saginaw, Michigan, born and raised. We are a military family. I have 3 kids. My mom and dad is still in Saginaw. I came out here 8 years ago, actually. So this is my second merry-go-round. I was married to my daughter's father. And unfortunately, that was a domestic violence situation. So I ended up divorcing him, and I moved back home. And then I met my husband, and he's in the military. So we moved out here 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yep. So, yep. And now the situation is very much different from eight years ago. Because I said when I come back out here that I'm going on Arizona ain't going to own me. Arizona owned me when I was absolutely. So he ended up deploying unexpectedly last year, and he will always tell me that I need to get my story out there as far as domestic violence, and I always wanted to own a lip gloss brand, and so I tied the two together, and I made that my story and my platform for my lip gloss.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. So, you're a military family. So, did you grow up in the military?
My daddy was Army. So I got the butt end of it. He was in there for I think 4 to 8 years. So I always wanted to go to the military, but I couldn't because I had asthma. So I ended up working for the military. So I was a nurse. I did a contract for the Navy SEALs and the Marines out in California. Yep.
So you lived in California too?
Yep, 5 years. I was there for 5 years. And then that's when
You ever got interviewed by NCIS? I'm joking.
She's still there.
Not yet.
That ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
I don't even get it.
We was just sitting up here talking about all these shows.
So now she it has to do with the military.
Yeah.
Like their version of like.
Oh, I never.
I'm glad you got it. That's all that matters. Long as she got it.
I got it. Not your girl.
Never watched it. So this time around, how was your experience living in Arizona? And how did you get involved? That's my question into being the Queen Arizona Ambassador.
This time around, I loved it. When I was here before, I kind of knew of it. You know how when you first move here, you really don't know the culture. So this second time around, you know, I know the culture, and I love it. I love it because the man that my husband, you know, he's my number one supporter. And actually, the main reason why we moved out here was because I have asthma real bad, so the doctor recommended.
Oh,
They used to do that. They used to do that back in the day.
I'm shocked they're still
Especially
doing that.
from Michigan.
Yes, ma'am.
If you in like that
I
area, I know a lot of people.
I ended up getting like 2 or 3 surgeries. And the doctor was like, "Look, you want to live or you want to die?"
Which one is it?
I'm gonna live. And so she wrote me a letter because he was in the army, so it would have been kind of hard for him to transfer. So I said, "Look." She's like, "Look, I'm gonna write you a letter of recommendation that you need to move to a warmer climate because Michigan is really bad for asthmatics." And girl, I stayed sick. I could not breathe. And then my daughter got sick. So we ended up moving out here, and we only been out here a year before he actually deployed last year. He was gone for like 11 months. So I focused on me. I focused on myself. I focus on how I was going to tell my story and how I was going to build my business. And I met 2018 International Queen Jasmine, and I had actually won her because I won another crown for the Beauty Within at Mary Kay. They throw this event every year for women called Beauty Within, and she crowned me there because she won previous. And she told me about the pageant, and I'm like, you know what, this would be a good platform to tell my story. Because, you know, we don't, as women, we don't want to tell our story. So I used the pageant I won, and I used the pageant as a platform to tell my story and to help other women tell their story. So I said, well, you only wear your crown for a year. So I merged it over to my business. And it's funny because my mom came out here and she didn't have no idea my mom was domestic violence.
You'd never told her?
Never. I mean, she, you know, a mother knows their child. She knew, but she didn't know the level of it. And girl, I told her like 2 days later. I was like, 2 days before, I said, look, I gotta go on stage, tell my story, so I'm gonna tell you what happened. She was like, I kind of knew, but I didn't know the extent of it because she would always come visit me, and she was like, I knew because I just knew your house wasn't right. Yeah, and she was like, your house wasn't right.
I have a question, and it's going to kind of go backwards. What was your breaking point to where you're like, I got to get out of this relationship?
That was my question. I was going to ask that too.
When my daughter was 8 months, she crawled to me on the stairway. I was sitting on the stairs and I was crying. We had a really bad fight, and she just she was 8 months and she wiped my tears away. And she smiled at me, and I picked her up, and I was like, I get emotional when I talk about that, but I was like, this is it. I mean, if she's 8 months and she's looking, she's looking, she sees. Just because she's 8 months, she sees.
She can see,
And I packed I had a TV, clothes on my back, my daughter. I sold my car for $500 just so I can have some money. I sold all the furniture. I said, look, and he kept talking about committing suicide. I said, look, you can do whatever you want.
Because you were going to leave.
Look, to you.
Just don't do it with me. Give me that much respect. If you don't respect me on no other level, respect me on that level. And my daughter's godmom was like, if he's talking about that,
get out of him.
You don't know.
Yeah, because he can kill you.
Double suicide.
You don't know, girl. And we were sleeping in separate bedrooms, so I would lock my door, even though a door is not going to stop. But I was in fear. I'm locking my door in my own household. You know what I mean? So my sister was like, come stay with me until your brother come get you from California. Come stay with me. I think he attempted to try to kill himself when I went to go stay with her. I didn't talk to him, but
He's like, I don't know.
But I ended up moving. I went to California for like 2 weeks, and he followed me.
Are you serious?
Because he knew your family there.
He was from Michigan too. We went to the same high school and everything.
Oh,
He
okay.
followed me back to Michigan. He's like, "Look, I want you back. I'm gonna change." I said, "The best thing that we can do right now is be some good co-parents
Yes.
for our kids. If you don't want to be good to me, be good to your child."
Yeah.
Well, my daughter, long story short, my daughter came to me a couple of years ago, and she told me, she said, "Mom, I got something to tell you." She was like, "I don't want you to be mad." She was like, "But I got something to tell you." And when she told me that, I'm like, if you tell me that your daddy did something to you, I'm about to go to jail. She was like, "Mom, you know, I didn't know how a dad was supposed to treat you until you married Daddy Kevin." Girl, that just...
So she told you at least.
But I felt like I failed her because you shouldn't have to get married to another man for your daughter to know.
So she helped. She was how old?
When she told me,
Uh-huh.
she 8 now, she was 7. You shouldn't have to
say
marry somebody else to show you how a father's supposed to be. You know what I mean? So she was like, because her dad would yell at her, wait till her grandma would leave, and boss her around, basically bullying her, you might as well say.
Exactly.
At that moment, I was like, I wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
I wanted to go back home, and Kevin was like, you know, I'm her dad now. And to this day, when I say his name, she, you know, she don't want to be bothered. You know, she don't want to talk about him. She don't want to be bothered. So, but I have to remind her as a mother that, because I don't want her thinking it's my decision that this is not the relationship. I don't want her thinking that I don't want her to have a relationship with her dad because of what I went through. But it's not. It's something that she had went through with her dad, and she don't want to have that relationship with him. So by me telling my story, it lifted a big weight off of my shoulder, and I think it did for my daughter, because when I had my first outreach as Queen Ambassador, and I told my whole story, my daughter went in the bathroom and she cried. And my oldest daughter, his daughter, because his daughter used to give me a hard time. And when you a blended family,
It takes a minute, yeah.
it happens. And she said, "Mom," she said, "I'm so sorry for giving you a hard time. I didn't know what you went through before you met my dad." But she wrote me a long letter on Mother's Day. She said, "You love my dad. I never seen my dad this happy before." She said, and all the time that I understood what happened, she said, "I never seen my dad this happy." And I was like, "Okay, can we just change the subject? Can we just..." And like now, she like my best friend. Like,
That's awesome.
and I've been waiting for that for so long. She was 14. When I came in her life, she was like 7 going on 8. So I've been like waiting like this
For
long.
that moment.
So my point is, when you finally speak up and tell your story, it opens so many doors for other women. Like, I have women that come and inbox me and say, if it wasn't for you, I would either be dead or I would just be quiet about my situation. And I told my husband just the other day, this lady just inboxed me the other day, and I'm like, just because nobody don't like your post or say anything,
They watching.
Quiet ones are watching.
They see it.
And I wish that I had that. When I was going through my stuff, I wish I could look at somebody post and be like, "Oh man, somebody going through what I went through." So that's what made me run, to make me open up and tell my story. Because I don't think if I would have ran I don't think I would have ever told my story. And after running Queen Ambassador, it just opened so many doors for like my business. So I merged my business from now is based off of domestic violence.
Okay.
So, like, I think you have a lipstick called Speak Up, and that means, you know, speak up, break your silence. And I think you have Cheers, and I mean, when you finally open up, this weight comes off, and you become more happy, more cheerful.
So all of your stuff is named based on.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
How many
That's
different
what-
names do you have?
girl, I got like 50. I'm still. I just.
But I'm
worked
sure
on
you're gonna
those.
always keep.
I'm going all like domestic violence and breast cancer awareness coming up. So I'm working on names for those. So I'm going always. I might can't get through all women, but
As
just
long
that
as you think you
one.
get through one.
Just the
yes.
one.
Just that
That
one.
makes
That
a
one means the
difference, and then
world.
that one to help somebody else. And then you just
And now my daughter, she about to launch her own in bullying. It opened up doors to her because she was getting bullied. And she was getting bullied by her teacher. And now this girl at school, and she's like, look. And I'm like, this is what it's about. Because if you don't break your silence now, the next thing is going to be a suicide.
Yes.
Yep.
You're going to be troubled.
Yeah. And it's going to be, I just lost my friend too. Almost 2 weeks ago to suicide. Her husband killed her.
Oh man.
Wow. That's been
He
heavy.
killed himself and her.
No.
Just
Girl,
her.
he killed her. And he
Coward.
waited 4 days later to call the
Damn.
police and said, you got a body that you need to come get.
Because he knew it was no way of getting out of it. After
He
did
waited
it.
4 days though.
Yeah, but he probably was trying to figure up a
Was that
lie.
out here?
I'm from. It was in Detroit.
Okay. Now, I seen something similar to that on the news.
I know somebody asked me that.
In
Was
New
like, was
York.
your friend from here? I was like,
Yeah. No, it happened. No, it was something like that happened here.
When they
I
left the
have
body
a
for
question
him.
too. Now, how long were you dating him before you seen the signs?
My ex-husband.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. They let you know.
Immediately.
But you just ain't paying
But
attention.
as a woman, as women, we don't listen.
Or pay attention.
We gullible when it comes to love. We in our minds we think that he's gonna be this good guy. You know, we pretend like he's in our mind that he's this good guy. He's going to change. Something's going to change. We're gonna have this baby. No, he told me who he was when I first met him in school.
But you weren't paying attention.
But I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't listening. I was daydreaming about the person I thought he was, if that makes sense.
No, that makes
Do
sense.
you remember
Yeah.
what he said?
You was lusting.
It was more of the actions because
Okay.
isolated, no friends,
Okay.
isolation. He didn't really have any friends. The relationship with his mom and him. But see, that was kind of crazy because then some people thought he was gay.
Yeah.
So
Is he?
Could
Did he
be.
turn out to
I
be?
until this day I
You
don't
could have
know.
fought
But
his
you know what? A
demons.
lot of
Sometimes men will take that. They'll take that out on their woman.
on the woman because
Because
they.
it's
I
like
really
they
don't
don't.
know.
They fight the demons. They don't want to be
It's
that way.
crazy because me and his ex-wife, he has another ex-wife.
Did he
she
probably-
said-
Did he beat the crap out of her?
My daughter has a brother, and I lost my brother going on 3 years, and it's important for you to know who your siblings is. So I got them together, and we sat at Applebee's, and she said, "What you went through, I went through times twice."
Oh, because he was crazier by
She
that
said,
point.
"You married the devil." And I'm like, oh my God, he did this to you. And now I'm getting calls, texts that the woman that he with now, every time they take a picture, she look sad. She look lost. I don't want to get in that. That's not my life anymore. But when the ex-wife, me and her got, because we used to fight and feud. He used to keep us fighting and feud.
So you didn't know what really happened.
Because I thought she was the crazy one. Because she dropped her son off at our doorstep. I thought she
was like, I'm done with you. So
but
take
it
this child.
yeah, but she wasn't the crazy one. She wasn't. It was him all along. And when we finally sat down and we talked, I'm like, and I apologized to her. I'm like, I am so sorry. I'm sorry. And we talked, and our kids was there, so we really didn't get in debt about it. But it was just crazy that she went through what I went through, and now possibility.
Right.
No, 100% possibility.
Right.
The other one is going through that.
Yeah. So I just encourage women to tell your story, no matter how long it takes, no matter what it takes, because if you don't, it will eat you in
Alive.
I was depressed. My mama had to take care of my daughter for almost 2 years. She was like, look, I'm going to help you, but you need
To get your
to
baby.
find owner back.
Right.
You need to find owner. And I'm like, okay, Mom, I'm going to get there. When? She gave me this book called The Secret.
Oh, yeah, we love that book.
Girl, I don't go nowhere without my book. I lost it now. I can't find it, and it just breaks my heart. But that book changed my life.
That book is awesome.
It is. It changed
is.
my life. So that's what got me here and running from the pageant. I wanted a platform to be able to speak, because I think everybody need a platform and a foundation to open up about their story.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody has a story. It's about how you willing to reveal it.
Yeah. And I don't understand the competition though.
Right.
We compete against each other. Women in our culture, we compete more than we collaborate. Because we think that if we compete with each other, or no, if we collaborate with each other, that I'm going to steal your shine. I'm going to take your gem off your crown. I'm going to outshine your crown. Why we can't shine together?
Or not even that.
I
If you're
guarantee
shining more than me, accept that and be proud.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because when you win it,
Right.
I'm winning.
Exactly.
Because guess what? I'm going to learn from you.
Right.
And I learned from a lot of business women how to maintain a business or how to run a business. Like Jessica, I love her. She is
so sweet.
phenomenal. She is
She's doing it.
bomb. And when you put that collaboration, compete over collaboration, me and Jessica was like, oh, we got an idea. And ever since then, we've been working together because
that's
it's
what it
better.
takes.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's like that in other states, or is it just Arizona? Like,
It's
why?
probably everywhere.
Everywhere.
Why do black, and I'm just going to only speak for black women because I'm black and you deal with black women. Why do we think we have to compete against each other? It's sad.
That's one thing. Somebody
'Cause you
get
really,
ahead
like,
before
if
that,
you-
but there's room for everybody.
Because you know
It
why?
is.
I mean, just look
Because-
at the evolution of women in general. Like, where back in, like, your grandmother, you know, how was she as a woman?
And that's
Stayed in the
competing
house.
with Miss Ruthie down the street.
Exactly.
Who made the
You know,
best
with the
greens?
Jones.
Yeah.
But guess what? I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna
Do it.
do it. You know what I mean?
I don't know why
Until
it's
now,
like that.
I think it is because what we post on social media. We don't never post the bad stuff.
Yeah, that's in
post,
general. Yeah.
I made this, and I did this, and I made
So
this.
then you trying
But
to
you
keep up
don't
with
know what we went through to
To
get
get it.
this and
Or
to
in
get
between.
that, or the in between, or the ass whoopings that we had to get. You don't know. You just know what we post on social media, and I keep saying this on so many levels, and even at my outreach. If you put 50 women in the room together, I guarantee you 90% of them women is going to share the same story. So what
In
are
some
you
kind of form.
competition?
Right.
Yeah.
Why are we competing against each other?
And another thing is, if I put the blood, sweat, and tears to get where it's stingy. You need to do
you
the same
better
thing.
say it, girl.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna give you the easy way out because I worked my ass
I
off.
did this, so you
gonna
need
work
to do that.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Instead
And
of like, hey,
I have lost some friends along the way since I've been on this journey. And I'm on a new journey within myself. And I think when you have a business or when you are elevating, yourself is elevating within yourself. So that's the journey that I'm on right now is maybe I can be a better friend. Maybe I can be a better businesswoman, a better mother. But some people have to teach you to be a friend in order to be a friend.
Yes. And then too, those people may not be meant to be in your life at that point because they're not gonna be ready to share that. Whatever
And
you just
some
time for you to
people
share.
are there to elevate you, just there as a platform.
Exactly.
But some people cannot accept that.
Exactly.
They think, "Oh, she used me." No, I didn't.
No,
It's
No,
just
because
that-
they were in your life for that moment for a reason, which
And they took
Absolutely.
something from you as well. It was a give and take. Even though you may not have, it's always a give and take. It's always a lesson
Absolutely.
learned.
And I wish that women would see that because they don't.
Yeah. It's
They
always.
don't. It's always going to be that competition. Always.
and there's no need for it.
No.
I ain't supposed to compete with nobody.
See,
I'm
we
gonna
all
help you.
family, so we all
Let me
work
help you
together
out.
really
But even
well.
outside of
But
family,
even we
I don't
network
have
with
time
so
to
many
compete with
people.
nobody. I'm gonna do what I like doing, and because
You
you
even
might like
have
doing something
family that
different.
want to compete.
Compete.
With you. You even have family that want to compete. I'm like, look, I'm not competing. I'm just trying to get rich. I'm trying to make a buck. To my husband put his last only life on the line for standing because he was a correctional officer for juvenile facility. So he waited till he was 34 to go into the military. And I'm glad he waited though, because the kids that went into the military at 18 had no idea what they got into when they went into the military. They just thought like money, cars, benefits, school, and it's a being a military wife and working in the military. It is the government pay you bleed. And they the government. It's a totally different ball game. And I tell people that my life is different from your life because a military wife sacrifices a lot. A lot. My husband sacrificed his life, so me grinding, I have no other way but to grind. Because I don't want him to keep re-enlisting. But if he love it, I like it, I'm still gonna
But
keep
you still
grinding.
gonna do what you want to do.
Because there's nothing wrong with being independent while you married.
Yeah, that's true.
Nothing wrong with
All
it.
they do is helping the family at the end of the day.
Absolutely. But him, he be like, you need to sit down. Every time I turn around, you got something to do.
Let that lady run the
And the minute you
business.
sitting up under him every minute, he's
Yeah.
like, don't you got right around the football game, go sit up under him. I think
Don't you? Did you say you had something to do? I said no. You
Or
told
text
me
him
to
every
sit
5
down.
minutes.
Yeah, somebody just text you on your phone. I think they want you to go somewhere.
Right. But this is I love to do it. Like how y'all make me feel good when y'all just look at the lip gloss. It's not about making money because I didn't come in to make money. I came in because I want women to be able to elevate within themselves and speak what is going on and put that on Facebook. Stop putting good stuff on Facebook so people can see the real you. Because maybe that competition will come down a little bit.
Yeah. So our reaction to your thing is why you do it.
Yes.
Thank you.
I love
That's
it.
good. That's good.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Not-
That's
it's
basically
not
My
what we
lip
do.
gloss gonna be popping tonight.
You elevate somebody else. So do you see yourself expanding it outside of lip gloss or something? Anything else?
I'm actually working on my outreach. I'm working on one in California. Right now I have one, and this is my second one coming up Sunday, and it's sold out. So I'm working on building my outreach in the radio station.
Okay.
So yeah.
Can you tell us about your event going on Sunday?
So it's for mental health, depression, suicide prevention, and domestic violence, of course. So this Sunday, what we're doing, because the first outreach got a little bit intense, I was not expecting people to tell their story. So I was like, next event, I'm going to make it fun. So I hired a lady to come out to do painting with wine glasses.
Okay.
And have like a little sip and meet new women.
Okay.
And Miss Amber, I don't know if you know her, she do the Queen Supporting Queens on Facebook.
I think I might have ran across her stuff.
Yeah, she's coming out. She's going to be a guest speaker, Miss Arizona 2019. And it's just basically getting the resources out there for women that is going through domestic violence, maybe thinking about suicide, and really focusing on mental health because that's getting to the side. People is putting it to the wayside and not really focusing on it. So my outreach is just basically getting information out there and letting them know that it's real women out here that's going through the motions. And it's support. And already been through it. And it's support out here.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So in regards to radio, what's going on with that?
So the radio station, it was brought, my brand ambassador, Angela, she's my senior brand ambassador, and her good friend has a radio station in Chicago, and she kind of was telling my story. And God opened that door and was like, look, he was like, I want you on my show every other week because it's women in Chicago. Yeah. He's like, the crime rate is ridiculous. And he was like, I need that on my show. And I was like, I'm there. Right. You know, and I was telling my husband, like, you really don't need a lot of money to travel. You really don't. You just set the minimum. Girl, I thought you needed thousands, though. I was telling him, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I got to go to LA. He was like, calm down. He's like, calm down.
First of all, book in advance.
And do that military.
Yep. Girl, I use that discount everywhere.
That military discount be better than some of the employee discounts, okay?
10%, 20%. He be like, everywhere we go, you say, do they? Yep. I deserve that discount.
Right. So, hotels too.
Yes. So the radio station is basically just getting our story out nationwide, and then we're transferred into a podcast. And him and his army buddies is doing a podcast, so we're gonna do like a not women versus men, but a man's point of view versus a woman's.
We're gonna do one like that, just to sit down. We were supposed to do it since last year, but it just didn't work out. But
maybe y'all can have us on.
Now you know all the most.
It's going down. It's going down.
He's gonna turn it.
Be on our side. It's gonna be here.
Just bring the train.
We keep those on deck now, everybody.
So in terms of your lip gloss line, what are your plans on that in the future?
So the lip gloss is inclined with the outreach. So I'm still traveling. I'm still going to travel, and I'm still going to expand. I'm going to also do like little ladies.
Why he laughing?
Yeah. Right.
Why? Because you know what you're gonna say, huh?
Yeah, a little sexual, part,
and he over there laughing.
Because we do have women that have wonderful husbands and wonderful boyfriends, and
they need to be celebrated too.
Exactly. So I'm going to do that.
That's true. They say it's true. Why just dwell on the bad?
It shouldn't be one side.
Balance it off and show some good men.
Yeah. So me and Jessica Johnson, Lash Me Out, we collab, and we're gonna do we're traveling to LA, and we going to Atlanta next year. So her goal is to make women feel beautiful too, especially cancer patients. Okay. So that's all we want to do. Like, that's awesome. The money gonna follow. We just want to be like, people put our stuff on and feel good. Yeah. You know what I mean? And be like, oh, I got on speaker. Well, let me speak up. This dude ain't nothing. So, I mean,
like, hold on, baby, I gotta put my.
And my lip gloss has definitely did that, and that's what make me feel good.
Right. You should have recorded our reaction.
Yeah.
I know.
That would have been good.
That would have been.
Too late. I don't want to be on video.
It'll be fake.
Yeah, now it's too late.
We like to keep it real.
Right.
Oh yeah.
What if we did do that whole reaction over again?
I couldn't do it. It wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be genuine.
We done ate.
Because we was over here fighting.
Right. Look at what your book say?
Trade me book.
And actually, these books were my daughter's idea.
Oh, really?
She was like, Mom, this will make a girl really feel good. I was like, baby, they not girls, they women. She was like, well, what were they before women? I said, you don't punish me. You don't talk to me.
No, but it's true. All women have their girls.
So these were her ideas.
Oh, that was you tell her thank you.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. She's awesome. So tough.
So tough. Right.
Don't you start.
Right. So in the future, do you plan on still being involved in the Queen Arizona Ambassador?
This is my first and last.
Oh, that's it? Okay.
First, I mean, you will always, once you in a pageant, you will always be a queen. But the reason I say it's my first and last is because, like I said, the platform of it was to help me meet other women because I really didn't know anybody out there. So this will be my first and last because I really want to focus on my brand, my goals, and what I want to do with the outreach.
So within that year, what does the ambassador have to do?
The ambassador, what it does is it represents the queen and get the pageant out into the community. Community service, help them work on their platforms, and just help the queen to make it a smooth sell for her. So like help her like book appearances and things like that. But we kind of like been booking our own things and working on our own platforms. But like if we have events and stuff, we collab together, and like she coming out to my outreach and speak and stuff and talk about her platform and stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's a really the pageant world is a really good system to build from.
So your year ends at the end of this year, or is it like
Next
rolling?
next April.
Oh, so it's a rolling 12 months.
I thought about running for the queen. I was like, I'm already busy, and I can just no. First and last.
You're like ambassador.
But I love it. I love it because I get to meet different people. I met Jonathan from Project One Way.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we went to Vegas, and he bought like 50 shirts. I was like, for real.
Oh, that was
He
nice.
Like, I like your product. I was like, for real. I was like, can I take a picture with you? He was like, you better take a good one. I was like, I got you.
So
he
definitely
he is so cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So before we do end off for the night, I have a few more questions to ask you. So I know that you told us about, what you have going on, but is there anything else that you have going on or in the near future that you wanted to let everyone know about that you didn't speak of?
I am trying to work with the military wise because depression and other things goes on in the military life that is kept under wraps that most women don't talk about because of, when you're in the military, you kind of can't speak about a lot of stuff. So right now I'm working on having an outreach on the military base, and just honestly, I'm working with other pageant queens with their platforms and stuff, getting their story out. So I'll probably still be working with the pageant, but not me. Not running. But work, because a lot of pageant queens that I met when we went to Vegas, their platform co-aligned with mine with domestic violence and stuff. So I hope to be going to Africa.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, in the next couple of years. One of the pageant queens invited me to Africa to help with her platform. So I'm working on a lot of.
So the platform of becoming the ambassador has really, really has it kickstarted a lot of stuff for you? Mold
me as far as feeling comfortable with telling my story. But I want to say this. Being a public figure is hard work. You have to watch what you say. You have to watch how you carry yourself. And being the person that I am not good with it because I will always be real with myself. And before the crown, I had a crown. So that's why I say I don't think I will run in a pageant again because I have to be true for me. And being in a public eye, you have to be careful.
What you say and do.
What did you take from it that maybe you could have used it for some discipline in some areas, even though you said? It helped with so it did help.
It helped with my mouth.
Okay.
Yes.
So, but you don't want it to contain your mouth no longer, no.
No, but some things you don't have to say. Some things you
and I'm
need to
working
say,
on that
and some things you don't have to say.
Let me tell you about me. I am a really sensitive person.
Okay.
And one of the pageant queens, which is a really good friend of mine, the vet, she said, Ona, you have to stop taking so much to heart. Mm-hmm. And I do. Mm-hmm. And that's me. Like, I don't want to change that. I don't want to change who I am because what if somebody needs that?
Yeah, that's true.
Now I have to learn how to take it off, put it on.
Yeah.
That's not me.
You just want to be you.
I just want to be.
But sometimes that can be too draining too for you. Sometimes that can drain you too. Just being vulnerable like that for everybody and everything. You know what I'm trying to say?
I think what she was saying, me taking stuff to heart, like I was telling you about how just hilarious then you post my stuff.
Gotcha.
Because you know what? Look, we all work hard for our stuff.
Yeah, gotcha.
I work hard for that. You know what I mean? So, or when somebody hurt my feelings, I'm like, why she do that?
Yeah.
But
it could.
I can't teach.
It could be draining though.
It could be, but
That's how.
That's how you operate. So
that's how. And my husband say sometimes you just cannot make people see things the way you see.
Especially with your business and the higher your business go, the more you go into
you
it.
the 10th person.
No, it's true. Because I be getting on one. I be like,
and my friend, the vet, and my brand ambassador, and I got the bomb brand ambassador. So shout out to my brand ambassador, Shanika and Angela. They're bomb. They keep me grounded, and they say on same thing you just said. Every time you elevate, you cannot treat people the same. You can't give people the same love. You can't give people the same your heart. And I'm like, how you turn that off?
You're gonna have to learn.
Because sometimes some people you can be giving it to the wrong person, and you can save it for the right person.
And when I'm mad, girl, you can see it all in my face. Like my husband was like, "What's wrong with you?" I was like, "Nothing." Yes, it is. It's all on your face.
You gotta switch it up.
Hey, like how can I?
But that's why he's
show
giving you
it?
these different trials and everything. You'll get there.
Yeah. So yes, I am. I'm working on a lot of things in the future, and that's one of them.
Poker face.
But your podcast, I even watch your podcast, and like I said before, is that I learn. I'm like, dang, like she met Master Girl. I'm still stuck on that Master P. She met Master P. I'm like, even it's not for. I told my husband when I first started my business, I just need one celebrity to see what I see. I ended up with 5. It's not about meeting them, but it's about everything how they be bringing, like you said, Jay-Z paid that woman. Okay, well, why you can't bring women that's been in domestic violence? Right.
It's gonna happen. You gotta wait.
Right. Y'all know Tyra from Love and Hip Hop?
Yeah, we seen it. She was at the thing, yeah.
She said, look, girl.
She been through that. Did you
like, I want you to come to Atlanta. I said, what?
And she's so sweet.
She is. And I'm like, I need more women that's in that field to see what are normal. And my mama said, they normal.
Yeah, girl.
Just because they're a celebrity, they normal. But we don't see that when they on TV. We like...
No,
why you don't talk about other stuff?
You just gotta give it time. Like you talking me off the thing. It's always about God. What God got for you,
He got for you. Nobody can take it. No matter what. Whatever time He got.
So I'm one of them quiet ones, girl, that be watching y'all because I be stalking. I be like, okay, so maybe I can do it. Yes, because I want to learn, and that's the only way you elevate.
We freestyling, girl. We freestyling. We freestyling.
Y'all are bomb. Y'all see what I said? I was like, they bomb. Don't follow them. And Jesse was like, yes, they bomb.
We freestyle.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And so, another thing before we end off for the night, where can everyone find you out on social media?
Glam Gloss Kiss is on IG and fearless _ flawless 7 is my private IG. And on Facebook, Glam Gloss Kiss, and Shauna Mills. Facebook.
And then, do you have any shout outs that you want to give to anyone?
Yes, Jessica. I want to give a shout out to Jessica Johnson for lashing me out. She is a bomb business partner. I love her to death. My 2 brand ambassadors, Angela and Sandra Nika, she's coming out with Riot, and my brand ambassador just got published 4 times in a magazine, Angela, and she's going to be doing big things in Atlanta. So, and my mama, and my husband Kevin for always supporting me, because I believe if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here today. So most definitely.
And based on what his daughter said, sing in reverse.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
He over there shaking his head like, yeah, it goes one way.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
most definitely. And my 2 kids, faithful. Well, I got 3. My son, he grown. He's 17, so he ain't got time for me. But my two girls, especially, my 2 girls, Faithful and Shania, to keep having the mind and the head on their shoulders that they have. Because as long as they stay how they are, they're going to go a long way. Because my daughter, she called me and she said, Mom, she was like, you dope. You bought your own car with your own business. I'm proud of you. And I cried.
That's so sweet.
And then my daughter, she was like, I want to have a lip gloss now. I want to buy my own car. So your kids are watching.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Thank you. So we really do appreciate you, sharing your story, because that's not easy. And as you said, you've learned along the way, especially from what you've been involved in this year, and like making it easier for you to share your story. Because anyone who listens to this podcast, they could be going, through the same thing, and it helps them. So we want to thank you from Sitting Pretty Podcast for sharing your story.
Thank
and
you for
being
bringing me
with us.
on, because y'all is dope.
Thank you. We're going to use that as a drop.
Yes, most definitely. To you guys, whoever is listening, invite your friends, because I'm telling you, anybody that come on your show, you just don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You absolutely don't know. And it's other women that really needs to hear that they're going through something similar to what they're going through.
Yes,
So
thank you.
So
We always get people to open up.
We definitely do.
Girl,
get
okay,
people to
I'm glad
open
y'all did give me the cry. See, look.
We gave you food and drink for a reason.
Before they drop,
Most definitely.
All right, so y'all ladies ready to
Ready?
sign out for the night?
Yes, we Kimmy, we out.
Queen B, we out of here.
Spicy tea, we out.
T to the E.
And Honor from Glam Gloss Kiss.
Hey.
Hey.
Peace.
Why you always
People be like, Navarre, it don't ever bother you when people call you bougie? No. And I'm about to tell y'all why. Yeah.
Bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang. Got 2 necklaces from Tiffany's. My ice 10 times your nose ring. You better back off before you get got. I'ma knock you with my rose gold wristwatch. Y'all think this is a game, but I'm spitting facts. My middle name Bougie, so you know it's rap. Bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang. Got 2 necklaces from Tiffany's. My ice 10 times your nose ring. You better back off before you get got. I'ma knock you with my rose gold wristwatch. Y'all think this is a game, but I'm spitting facts. My middle name Bougie, so you know it's rap. Yeah, double C's on my eyes, so I'm seeing clear. Just left the dealership, I'm a swerve and stare. On the loop 202, and I'm headed near you. What? Okay, I might just pull up in the Accord, but don't worry, got the X3 keys in the door. What more can y'all even ask for? Fan first, pod son, sitting pretty, we on, yeah, we about to be litty on the moon, and we got new work coming real soon. And as for you, you should have been on, cause we about to take over the whole damn zone. We doing this as a team, so we all about to be flash you up, bling bling. Right, get it, but back to me. 800 on some bundles, that's nothing. A stack on some shoes, that's nothing. I know it's something to you, so why are y'all frontin'? Got 3 jobs, so you know your girl be hustling. I really just like nice stuff, so I'm not frontin' for nobody. Like y'all Pilates. Gotta call your sugar daddy just to buy an entree. But please don't get it twisted. Come try me and you might get your wig lifted. My daddy taught me well, so I don't with the snitches. Nah. Just know I'm bougie and you gotta what? Deal with it. Bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang. Bougie. Got 2 necklaces from Tiffany's. My ice 10 times, your nose ring. You better back off before you get got. I'ma knock you with my rose gold wristwatch. Y'all think this is a game, but I'm spinning